So this video today is on putting a latch on the storm door that I just recently put up. This is a Andersen 2000 full view storm door. It's pretty easy to put up, and I've got a video of this if you're interested in how to put up this storm door. I'll link to the description below, but for now we're going to make a video on putting the latch on. So I've got the instructions here, and here's a look at the parts. And here's the recommended tools. So to get started, I'm going to go to step one here and see what they have for us. So they've got what they call a screw bosses, I guess, for the exterior, and then this one will be on the interior, and you just screw through the door and connect them that way. So let me grab those. So here's the screw bosses. This is the exterior piece, then the interior plate here, and I've got two 1.5 inch screws. So I'm just going to slide this from the exterior into the holes that you see already pre-drilled. Pull this plastic away here. Then what I'll be doing is putting the plate on, lining up with those holes that you see there, and putting these 1.5 inch screws. Moving on to the next step, step C, they have the lock case, which is what you see here. It needs to be in the up position when you put it in the door. This latch here, the round part that you see here, needs to be facing towards the latch rail. So if I put it in like this, I've got the latch here, I've got the deadbolt here. You can see that's not the correct position, so I'm going to need it to close. I need that rounded part facing the latch rail there. This would work on a right-handed door. I am using a left-handed latch here. So what I'm going to have to do is remove this plate here, and to do that I just need to take the screw out, lift the plate off, and then rotate this over. Okay, one note I want to point out on this lock case. There's a little key right here. What do they call that? it's just a little notch. Make sure that it is positioned correctly. Let's see. This little notch here should be pointed towards the latch. So that looks like it should be in the right place. So now I'm going to go ahead and put this in the door. Then there's some mounting screw holes, one on the top and the bottom. So I'm going to line those up using the screws here. I believe these are 1/2 inch. Yeah, 1/2 inch. And I'm going to tighten these, but not tighten them all the way. So I am going to use my screwdriver. And just tighten them about halfway. Alright, next I'm taking the key cylinder here. And I'm going to place that inside the lock case with the thumb turn here towards the interior. And yeah, I didn't tighten those two faceplate screws all the way, so that I'll be able to line it up a little easier, hopefully. Make sure that part is down. Alright, not exactly sure how far to bring this through. Okay, I'm thinking maybe I pushed it through a little too far. Okay, so let's grab the 1.5 inch flathead screw, and that should line up with the hole. I will tighten this all the way. Now I've got the exterior handle here, like you see this step here, and there is a what do they call it, a square spindle. I got this out of the blue bag, and so I'm just going to slide a square spindle to the handle. Now there's a locking screw, it's like an Allen screw. There's a wrench provided from the blue bag, and I'm just going to tighten that. Now I have the handles, the exterior, interior, and there's two plastic washers. I'm going to slide those on. Alright, with the exterior handle, I'm going to slide that through the hole here. Now I'm going to grab the interior and just line it up making sure that washer stays on. I'm going to grab them both together and just push them. Now there's a set screw here on this handle as well, so I'm going to get that Allen wrench and tighten that. Okay, with that set screw now tightened, you can see the latch seems to be working good. Now let's try this deadbolt thumb turn here. Okay, so that's working. So now that everything seems to be functioning properly, I'm going to go ahead and tighten this plate down. There's 2 screws. Okay, let's get the bottom one. Trying to do this with one hand holding the camera here and keeping the door from moving. Alright, so I think that'll be good. You can now see if the latch is going to work against the latch rail. Oh, that's nice. So what we need to look at now is the deadbolt. So there's a hole already cut into this latch rail here. Half of my molding here is still there. The other part, there's no molding, as you can see here. So I'm going to have to line up where the deadbolt's hitting at, and then I'm going to have to get my chisel out and chisel this molding away so that the latch or the deadbolt will center in here and go as deep as it will go. So let me grab my chisel, probably in the video here, and I'll start up again the next day. As you can see, it's kind of getting dark out here. Starting where I left off last night, let's do a little review. I've got the latch assembly put together inside the door, and my latch is closing very good. No problems with that. As far as the deadbolt goes, it is closing, and I'm able to lock it, but it's not going in all the way. So that would be all the way. So I'm going to have to mark the molding here. Here's the latch plate, and they've cut out an opening here, and you can see that I have some molding in the way here of the deadbolt. So I need to mark that. I'll also be marking the latch, even though it does go in position. All right, on the outside of the plate here, I've got a pencil. Just going to mark right up here, and then the bottom. And with the latch, same thing. Let's do that on the inside. That's the bottom of the deadbolt. Top is right around here. I don't know how the marks are going to turn out. As far as the latch goes, it's like right here. It's the bottom. and then right up here for the top. That's the top latch. Coming over here to the bottom of the deadbolt. Top. Alright, so it's pretty rough here, but I'm going to eyeball it one more time, but I think we're pretty good as far as that goes there. And here's a look at my marks here. So what I need to do is carve out or chisel out this section here. And I'm going to use a screwdriver and a hammer for that. As far as the latch goes, that's good. I don't need to worry about that. So I'm going to go ahead and chisel that out, and I'll get right back. So that's what I chiseled away. Didn't take very long to do that. So I've got the deadbolt now closing or locking all the way in. So the final step is to put this striker plate on. There's a couple of pre-drilled holes already in the rail here. So with the emblem Andersen on the top, I'm going to line that up there, and I'm going to put the screw in, but not all the way in on the top and the bottom. And you can see where my lines are going to have lined up, so it looks like we're falling in pretty good shape. But the reason I'm not putting those in all the way is because I may have to move it over. So let me grab those screws. So the screws are in. I've tightened them down just enough so that I could barely move the striker plate. Found my position. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten them up all the way, and then I'll just put screws in the top and the bottom of these holes on the striker plate for those last two screws. So that should be it. Let's try out the keys. Key's working. Let's try the other one. Okay, very good. So that's it for putting the latch on. Andersen 2000 full view storm door. Next I will be putting the closer on this door, so if you're interested in that, stick around for that. Installing the closer for the Andersen 2000 storm door. This is a full view storm door. Left-handed latch. Opens as you see here. I'll be installing the closer on the bottom of the door, and it will be connected to the door jamb that you see here. Starting out, I'm using the base, 3 holes, and according to the instructions, this base should be sitting right against the hinge rail there, and it should be the bottom of it should be the top of the sweep plate of the door. So in my case, I've got the door jamb sticking above the rail. So the back of the rail is back here. So I'm going to be putting this about right here, matching it up with the top of the sweep plate, so it should be about right there. So one screw is in place in the middle there, and these are long 2-inch screws, so you can drill part of the way. So I'm going to go ahead and drill these other 2 holes about halfway. Now when I put the other screws in, I'm only putting in 2 right now, the back 2, and then I'll be putting the other one in later. Now I have the arm here, and I'm going to place that into the base, and these 2 little slots here will line up just like that into the back part of this base. Now I could put my final 2-inch screw right in here, locking the arm into the base. Okay, next here is the closer itself. I have 2 pins, a short one and a long pin, and then a bracket here. So I'm going to attach the closer to the arm and put that short pin in. Then I will attach the longer pin to the end of the closer in the bracket like that. There we go. Next I have this orange tab that came from the green bag here. And I'm going to need 2 hands for this, but I'm going to pull the closer slightly open, just enough to push this green or orange tab down and lock it in place. Don't think I can do that with one hand. Maybe, yeah. Okay, here we go. Oh, there we go, snapped in place. Okay, next I will take this bracket, level everything, and then mark into these center holes of the bracket here with a pencil. Alright, now with the screws attached to the bracket, you can take off this orange tab. Let's try the door out. There is an adjustment here, right here for the speed. Let's open the door and try it out here. Yeah, pulls it too. Okay, so that's it for installing a closer on Andersen 2000 full view storm door. Hope the video has been helpful. Thank you very much for watching the video, and until next time, everyone has a great day out there.